Hello, hello, hello. Camera going. Hold on here. Technical difficulties. That's not a good way to start. So I hope everyone's having a good evening while I get my camera going. Yeah, that's just sort of crazy, huh? So I was playing around with the video, of course. Oh, I know what I did. They're adding all these cool options, and of course, I was clicking on some of them. So let me see if I can fix it this way. Here we go. Yay! Hello, hope everybody's doing good. It's summer, and I'm Summer. Shut this because it's definitely brighter than it needs to be, right? Ooh, much better. So tonight is going to be a fun night. I'm sitting here with Duncan. Dexter will make an appearance. Huh, Dex? So right now, of course, everyone is calm, but we shall see how long that really lasts. Because often it doesn't last a long time. So let me show my chat. Oh, there's Joanne. Hi, Joanne. So if you are here, let me know where you're from. Yay, there's Pam. So, Pam, sometimes I think it will let you know once I show up, although I've noticed that the things that I get reminders for, I used to get reminders whenever they went live each week, and I don't anymore. So I have to set a reminder each week. Not sure why that is. Oh, and there's Lisa. So I got my handy book. So last week we did lots of individual healings. We did, gosh, 4 or 5 healing pulses. We did aura strengthening, and then you went away with a week's worth of healing pulses and a baggie. Very exciting. So, yeah. Oh, and now I've got Dexter here. So, Dexter's more the wild one. Let's see, today is June 3rd already. And I'm starting to make a list of who has any individual healing needs. Oh, and there, so I've got Jane too. Hi, Jane. Welcome, welcome. So I think today in our location it was supposed to be warm, and actually it was not bad. Oh, this little guy, he thinks he's being just, yeah, he's rolling and rolling and rolling. I'm on his bench actually. So is anyone else having internet issues with me and sound and video? That would be good to know. Although I think in the past, Pam, it's been your service out there, but I know my service can be sort of sketchy. So yeah, I don't have anything in particular planned. Okay. good to know, Lisa. For tonight, other than just the usual healings and healing pulses, and and then I posted abundance group information on on my Facebook page and actually on my website too. So I was trying to get it so you could just purchase it through Facebook, and it didn't want to let me. So I can either bill people through Facebook Messenger if that's what you want to do, or I can send you an invoice through PayPal. So I guess we shall see. I was a little disappointed because there's a lot of text, but there's a lot of information. But I tried to put the important information at the top. And then I've got some other themes that we might potentially work on. But for my Thursday night people, I am going to give you a discount. So you get 2 months for the price of one. So you'll pay for June and then you'll get July free if you want to participate in the abundance program. So in this 2 months, we're going to focus on financial abundance. Other months, we'll focus on different types of abundance. And so we shall see who has an interest, because I'll probably take a poll and just see what people would like to do next after financial abundance. So yeah, hi Marina. It's good to have everyone here. Yes. So let me start my list. So I'm just making sure. The one good thing, this system seems to show me comments for the most part, unless it's scrolling fast. So let's see. I'm just seeing my list. And in about a minute, we will be doing our first healing pulse of the night. So, yeah. Oh, good, Joanne. Is anyone else having any issues? No, Pam said I was cutting in and out. So with Joanne, I didn't have sound. So I look and see at my settings. My video looks pretty good. I'm going to just adjust. I just turned on the auto mic adjustment. Okay, so Joanne's number one on the list. Thanks, Marina. Good to know. All right, so Joanne is going to work on downsize office. That sounds like work, Joanne. Yeah. So let's just get started. So it's 10 after. Let's do our first healing pulse of the night. So I think I know everybody that's commented, but I know occasionally there are people that are just watching because they don't really know what to expect. And so I'm going to give instructions for the healing pulse. But most of you know exactly what to do. Right, Duncan? So, all right. So I want you to think about where you want to receive the energy. Typically, it's something, physical or emotional. And so physical is pretty easy. You'll know where you want to send the energy, but emotional, you need to think about where you feel that. You know, if it's anxiety, do you feel it in the pit of your stomach? Do you feel it in your chest? Is it harder to breathe when you're anxious? You know, if it's an emotion, where do you feel that? So that's where you're going to want to send the energies. But to start, you're going to rub your hands together until they're warm, and that sort of activates the healing. And then place your hands exactly where you want to receive the healing. And so place your hands there. And the most important part is just to be open and allowing. And so imagine that I am standing there with you. My hands are on your hands. And if you can't reach the place that you want to reach, just imagine you've got at least one hand there. So, and I want you to just breathe in the healing. Open and allowing. Just breathe it in. Imagine the energy going exactly to where it needs to go. Okay. So that was our first healing pulse of the night. So let me know how everyone did. If you have any questions, we might be done early. It seems like one of those warm summer nights where we just have a few people here and a lot of people are out enjoying the summer. So that's sort of exciting. So we're going to start with Joanne on the individual healing. And Jane, you've got pretty much the same issue. So I'm going to see if you both have similar underlying reasons, because oftentimes with the group, there are many commonalities and underlying reasons that are very similar. That's very good, Joanne. So the healing has started already. All right, so Marina, we're going to work on feeling stuck. Okay, so let's see what tool we're going to use. And so let's see what chart we're going to use. There's a chart called Trauma Energy, so we're going to use that. We're going to use it for both of you. So Pam, how is your hand, Pam? Is it healing nicely? So Pam had surgery on her finger. So let's see. Wow, you both have the same underlying reason. That's so cool. Let me see if your ages are the same. I'd be shocked if it was. But the feeling that is the underlying reason for this, for your, I don't know if it's procrastination or just helping you get motivated to do it. Okay, so decision making for Pam. Okay, so let me get an age for Joanne and Jane. Okay, so I do have different ages for the two of you for disappointed. So Joanne, I'm getting that it was around 18, so plus or minus a year. So 17, 18, 19, somewhere in there, there was a big disappointment. And then Jane, for you, disappointment, but it was around age 38. And I sort of remember that was sort of a hard time for your family. So 37, 38, 39, somewhere in there. So let me go ahead and release that. Jane, I'm so proud of you buying things. So for those of you who don't know, last summer, Jane worked a lot on decision making and making purchases, and she was doing really good. And then school started, and I think you didn't buy as much, right, Jane? So, but I'm very proud of you. So, a new mattress. That's Are you going to get a fancy one, or are you just going to get just the basics? All right. So, Joanne, disappointment I've got left. And then Jane, I need to release disappointment for you. Good for you. I'm glad that you are just going to go get one. I think that's great. Okay, so let's see. Did that release for Jane too? All right, so I'm just filling the voids. So if anyone has come in, we are doing individual healing. And so if you have anything specific that you want to work on, just let me know. All right, so let's just see. Did the voids get filled for Joanne and Jane? So first individual healing of the night turned out to be more of a group healing, but how cool is that? All right, so Marina, we're going to work on that feeling stuck piece. So let me see what tool we're going to use. And let me grab my sheet because I'm going to use a different sheet. Sabotage for Marina. Let me see what age that is, and we'll see if that makes sense to you. So I'm getting around age 19, Marina. So 18, 19, 20, somewhere in there. So I'm going to release and remove sabotage. And Dexter thinks he's gonna, I've got a notebook here. He thinks he's gonna chew on my notebook. Hold on, let me grab it. Yes, I've got both doggies sitting here now assisting me. All right, so sabotage often can be, almost like a personal attack. I've been dealing with that myself lately from a very good friend of mine. How about that? Very disappointing and has caused physical issues because of the viciousness of I'm told it's like a psychic attack, which is something that I've worked on for other people, but never had to this extent against me, based on jealousy, anger, and rage. So yeah, so this, when sabotage comes up, it's often, from someone else, and you are feeling whatever they feel towards you, if it's anger or resentment or jealousy. Let me know if that makes sense, Marina. So I did get that to release, and then I'm going to fill the voids with healing. All right, so Anne Marie. Fear, laziness. And so, Marina, are you giving me another thing to work on, or is that related to the sabotage? Oh, Joanne, that's cruel. Joanne is talking about rhubarb jam. I love rhubarb. Okay. So, all right. So, Marina, sabotage has been removed and the voids have been filled. Oh, okay. So the next time around, because there's just a few of you here, we'll probably get a few loops in. So I'm going to add that to yours. Okay. Marina. All right. So Pam, you've got a couple things here. So let's just see. And so Anne or Pam, we're going to do decision making. And I've added that to Jane's too, because Jane had that. So, okay. Oh, hold on here. Dexter, come here. There is a dog outside barking. So there's a dog outside barking, and when my dog hears it, both of them think they have to bark. All right, so let's see. So Pam, we're going to work on decision making. And use a different list. And the decision making has, hold on here. Sorry, they're getting worse. Okay, I've decided next week I'm in my office because this is ridiculous. So stop now. Barking and licking and craziness. So much for starting out calm. Okay, so where was I? So Pam, under decision making, I'm getting lethargy. Or that's, sorry, mental blank. Lethargy, which, similar to, being really exhausted. Let me get an age on that and let me see. They're cute, but they can be so annoying, Pam. This barking business is just got to stop. So, okay, so let me get an age for lethargy. Somewhere around age 28, Pam. Does that ring a bell with something from back then? 27, 28, 29, somewhere in there? I'm going to go ahead and release that because that's playing a role in making it harder for you to make decisions. So I'm going to release and remove that. And then Anne Marie is next. And then we're going to do another healing pulse. And then we're going to start at the top of the list. So if you are not on the list, let me know. So If you don't have anything new, I will be using your original issue that you submitted to see if there's any other underlying reasons. Okay. Well, I'm glad that resonates with you, Pam. I did release and remove that. So I'm hoping that, at least one of the layers that was making things harder for you makes it easier for you. And so I'm going to just make sure the voids are filled. Okay. And then Anne Marie, you're next. And you had laziness. So we're going to see what's going on with that. And we're going to use my trauma list. And it's altercation, Anne Marie. Let me get an age on that and see if that rings a bell. Around age 13. So 12, 13, 14. So I don't know if an event comes to mind. Sounds pretty traumatic, especially for that age. So I'm going to go ahead and release that. And sometimes when I come up with these trapped emotions or sensations, there's a very obvious correlation to that and what you're experiencing, and sometimes not. But one of my mentors said anything can cause anything. So don't work too hard on making a connection. Just trust that when the release happens, that it's going to change things. So I'm releasing and removing altercation. And I'm filling the voids with healing energy. Okay. So that got released and the voids have been filled. So let's do our second healing pulse of the night. So I want everyone to rub your hands together. And so, sorry, this is going to drive me crazy. Hold on here. Okay, let's try this again. So you're going to rub your hands together until they're warm, and then I want you to place your hands exactly where you want to receive. Oh, Anne Marie, I'm so sorry. So I'm getting for that particular thing that I asked, there was, they weren't really grouped together. So there was one that I was able to pull out that was a bigger event. All right, so going back to the healing pulse. So place your hands where you want to receive the energy. And then imagine that I am standing there, my hands are on your hands. And you are just open and allowing the energy to enter and to go exactly to where it needs to go. Just breathe it in. And so we're going to do something called a box breath. So I want you to breathe it in and hold it. And breathe it out and hold it. Okay, so breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold. Okay. So that was our second healing pulse of the night. I know it's been a while since we've done much work with different breaths other than the just holding it. So that breath actually has a name. So with that, did you notice anything different with holding it twice? Do you notice the energy swirling, especially as you're holding it? Okay, so we're going back to the beginning, and I'm going to check on Joanne because Joanne's working on downsizing her office. And let me just see if there's more to that. And I'm getting yes. So let's find out what else. And I know Jane was working on the same problem. So I'm just going to check because last time you had the same underlying reason, but this time, is it the same? No, you've got different ones. Okay, so Joanne for downsizing. Let me see what tool I'm going to use. We're going to use a discordant energy chart. And I'm getting the emotion of greed. Let me get an age on that. Around age 29. So 28, 29, 30, Joanne. And so with these emotions and sensations that I bring up, sometimes these are yours, but other times they're other people's that were close to us during that particular time. So especially if you have something that really doesn't feel like you at all, that's the time to say, hey, that doesn't seem like me. And then I'll do some more checking and see, is it yours? And if it's not, was it someone, a family member? Was it a coworker? Was it a friend? All right, so thank you for that feedback, Pam. So I'm going to add that. Turn on my fan. Okay, so next we've got Jane. And so let's see, because Jane had a couple of things she was working on. So we're going to do decision making for Jane. Let's see what tool we're going to use. We're going to use the discordant energy one. All right, Joanne, let me come back to that. Let me just find this one for Jane. And I probably felt that too, Joanne, just because I don't often talk about energies not being yours. I mean, that's something I typically go over in a regular full session because I do a lot more muscle testing. But so, Jane, I'm getting guilt. Let me get an age on that. Around age 27. So 27, 28, 29 in there. Or no, 27, so 26, 27, 28. So I'm going to go ahead and release that because that's playing a role in your decision making and your purchasing. So releasing and removing guilt from Jane. All right. That did release and the voids have been filled. So I'm going to go back to Joanne. All right. So basically with this, sorry, all of a sudden I'm just really warm. It's because I've got too many dogs on my lap. But so I asked directly, is greed Jane's? Excuse me, is greed Joanne? Sorry. Just a little distracted tonight. Um, and I get a no. And so then I ask, wow, Jane, I hope this makes a big difference because, especially when you're trying to purchase things, especially something as basic needs as a mattress, you should be able to just go and do it. No guilt, no procrastination. It's just a nice purchase for you. Okay, so let's see. All right, so with greed, and you were 29, was it family? No. Was it coworkers? No. Was it a friend? Yes. And so Joanne, do you remember a friend from back then that was rather greedy? Thank you for that feedback, Jane. I appreciate that. Yeah, oftentimes traumatic events really change us, and we don't really understand the ramifications of it. Oftentimes, not ever. But that was quite a while ago for you, Jane. So it's really changed you as a person and how you interact. Okay, so Marina, you are next, and we're going to look at Marina's said you had sometimes you just randomly feel frustration and for no particular reason, and that is oftentimes a true sign that you have frustration trapped. And so let me just see what tool we're going to use. You've got trauma energy. Let me just see. So, and on some of my charts, frustration is just listed by itself. So let me just see if there's instances of frustration we could just pull. And I'm getting a no. So that tells me that there was probably more of an event that is caused by that. So let me see if this gives you more of an idea of what's playing a role with that. Well, that's too bad, Joanne, that you've had a few negative people like that would affect you so. But I'm getting that things should be different. So, all right. So, Marina, I'm getting the word concern. And so this isn't oftentimes something that comes up just because, normally it's considered a negative energy. Concern usually isn't negative, but when it's on my list and it comes up, it makes me think it's negative. So let me get an age, and maybe we can link it to a time when someone in your life was really over concerned about you, or you were over concerned about someone else. So let me just get an age and we'll go from there. Do you hear the squeaking? That's not me. Around age 22. So 21, 22, 23. So think about your life back then, Marina, because I know that was not too long ago. And was there someone, so let me just ask, was this someone really concerned about Marina? Or Marina was really concerned about someone? No. So someone was really concerned about you. And so I don't know if they were sort of invasive in being concerned and worried about you, but it definitely has affected you. And so I'm going to go ahead and release how this has affected you and as a piece to the frustration. Because let me just check. Yeah, because this frustration, there's multiple layers. So this will take care of one of the layers. All right, so releasing and removing concern. All right, did that release? Yes. I'm getting a yes for that, Marina. So sometimes moms can be a little over the top. So, yeah, I have one of those moms. Yeah. And part of it, some people just don't have any boundaries and don't seem to understand that sometimes when they do something, it's not the right thing, even though they do care for you. It's too much. Okay, so I'm hoping this helps that level of frustration, Marina. Otherwise, we can keep working on it, just sort of keep chipping away. Otherwise, maybe sign up for a session and we'll see about getting rid of all of it. Okay, so let's see. Pam, you are next. And we're going to work on more love in your life. Yeah, there's some moms that are like that just because you're their child, that it doesn't matter. And it does. Okay. All right, so let's see with Pam. Okay, we're going to use a different chart. Ooh, as they fly away from the fan. Okay, sorry. Okay, so Pam, I'm getting guilt. Let me get an age on that. Around age 27. What was the other age we had for you? We had 28. So this may or may not be a similar issue, but it's typically a separate event. So I'm going to release and remove guilt. So it's somewhere 26, 27, 28 in there. Okay, so release and remove guilt. And the voids have been filled. Okay, so I think tonight we're going to do a brain balancing. We're going to do the aura strengthening just because I really like you guys to get good at that because I think that's really helpful. And then we'll do the healing pulses with a baggie to go. Unless anyone else had anything else you wanted to work on. Oh, you definitely were, Lisa. How did I miss you? Let me go back up. Sorry. Oh, sacral area. I'm sorry. Thank you for speaking up. That's important. I wish I was perfect. I'm so not. Okay. Good, because it's still early yet. All right, so let's see. Let's see what tool we're going to use. This is one so this is a new list. It's called Discordant Energy Chart. And so it's got some things on here. I mean, there's some overlap for all of my charts. But this is the first time I really looked at this one. So let me get an age on this. And Lisa, you can tell me if this rings a bell or if it connects with an event that makes sense to you. Around age 19, it says spiritual suicide, which that's probably a lot deeper than where we want to go. But I'm getting, somewhere 19, so 18, 19, 20, somewhere in there. But I'm going to just go ahead and pull it and release it. And then we'll see if it makes a difference, Lisa, okay? It sounds really hardcore, and I'm very aware of people's privacy. So, yeah. I am getting that I got it to leave. We'll have to chat more about that. So I'm going to fill the voids with healing energy. And then I'll just see if there's anything else because I'll do it twice. And I'm getting there is. So let's see what tool I'm using for this. So different list. I don't know if this is any better. Torture. So let me get an age on that. '18. So plus or minus a year. So 17, 18, 19, somewhere in there. And that's playing a role to sacral issues. So I'm going to remove that and then fill the voids. Definitely, Anne-Marie. I missed you too the second time around. Thank you for speaking up. Yeah, next week, office. Okay, so Lisa's been cleared and the void's filled. So Anne-Marie, let's see. Separation. Let me get an age on that. $14. So 13, 14, 15. What was the age on the other one was 13. So I'm going to release and remove that. So when you have a trapped emotion with a theme like torture, fear, anger, you tend to be more sensitive to when that comes up to your life again, and it's really easy to get it trapped again. And so this is why when you meet a person that has a hair trigger temper with their anger, it's because they've got anger trapped so many times that they are no longer at a neutral level. Their anger is already up to here, and it takes nothing to trigger them. And with these different emotions, they can be inherited. And so this is why you'll find a whole family who they're just angry, and they will fight and do nasty things at the drop of a hat, for basically what appears to be no reason, but it's because of the trapped emotions that their sensitivity is so elevated. And so, yeah, so it can cause some really terrible things. And so for those of you who show up Thursdays because you can't afford a regular session, and that's why I come every Thursday, because I know not everybody can afford a session. Um, or sometimes it's just easy because I throw in cool stuff sometimes. But if you have a list of things that you know is an issue with you and or your family that has affected you, just keep the list, and we'll just keep chipping away at it. It's not the quickest way, but it's definitely effective using these simple tools. Sometimes there are things that need more of my more expansive tools. All right, so let's see if Anne Marie did that separation leave. Yes, and the void's filled. Okay, so we'll see sort of a deeper, hardcore, as Marina said, time this week. Just, yeah. So I'm hoping that this makes everyone just at least a little better. Because, yeah, it's hard. So, all right, so let's bring things up a notch by doing the brain balancing, okay? So, and typically I have you use healing pulse energies. And I have been wondering, because you've been playing around with your own energies using the aura strengthening. So, what would you think if you used your own energies for the brain balancing? So, I'm wondering if you will feel it, just because you've been working with your own energies, getting used to how your energies feel. So I'm going to give you the choice on if you want to pull in the healing pulse energies for the brain balancing, or if you just want to try using your own energies. Okay. And so it's really easy. If you decide you just want to use your own, basically you'll just still rub your hands together because you are using your own frequencies. So it activates the healing frequencies. And then you just get ready, and then you'll be the one to start sending the energy back and forth. So if you decide you want to use the healing pulse too, I will tell you when I'm releasing it, and then we'll just go from there. That's okay, Anne-Marie. The good thing is with this, I mean, sometimes you need to know what it was and details, but with this, we didn't have to know. And so, some of this stuff, there are things I don't really need to know anything. If I can just release it, I'll go ahead and do it, because this is your lives, and I don't need that much information unless it's something serious. and I can't get it to release, which every once in a while does happen. So, okay, so is everyone ready for the brain balancing? All right, so we're going to start the same way. So we're going to rub the hands together, and then you want to place your two fingers about an inch above your ear, and about, see where that is? And so this is going to go through your pineal gland. And so I want you to pick a hand that you're going to start with. And so even if you're using your own energy, I want you to imagine that hand gathering the energy. Now, if you're going to use additional healing pulse energy, just imagine that you're welcoming that energy in, combining with your energy. Okay, so you're gathering, 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 holding, holding, holding. Okay, so let's start sending the energy. So it's entering your head. It's behind your eye, first eye. It is about halfway. It's about 3/4 of the way. It's behind your second eye. Okay, and it's just leaving now. And so you're gathering the energy in the one hand. And so gather it for a little while. And then start sending it back. So this will go a tiny bit faster. About 1/4 of the way through. It's about halfway. It's about 3/4 of the way through. And it is reaching your other hand. And so you're going to gather that information, gather that, the energy. And then, so this will still go a little slow, but definitely faster. So I want you guys to practice bouncing it back and forth from your hands. So I'll let you guys do that for about a minute, and then I'll come back to you, and then we will do the aura strengthening. Dexter's going to help me, or Duncan's going to help me, as I watch Dexter be naughty across from me. Oh, sometimes a dog-free life can be good, but it's definitely lonely. But it's so much quieter. So here's a funny Dexter story. So I bought one of those mini trampolines, so I've been bouncing on it. Dexter loves to bounce on the trampoline with me. I have to pick him up and hang on to him, and then we bounce for 5 minutes. He thinks it's cool. What a weird little dog. Okay, so let me know how everybody did. Let me know if I'm curious who used their own energy or who pulled in the healing pulse. So, and especially if you used your own energy, are you feeling things like that more? Yeah, it's pretty funny. I'll have to get a picture of it at one point. Oh, and before you guys go, I do have my good, Marina. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the abundance group and my plans for it. Good, Jane. I am glad to hear that. Fabulous, Joanna. Glad you guys are experimenting a bit. Ooh, Lisa, good job. Feel like a proud mom. Very exciting. Okay, so for the aura strengthening, when I started, I wanted you to use your own energy so that you get used to using your own energy in case it was the middle of the week and you forgot about healing pulses, and I just want you to know that you can do this on your own. So with this, you're just going to activate your own healing. You rub your hands together. They're probably already still sort of hot from doing the brain balancing. And so decide where you're going to send it. You're going to send it close, you're going to send it out, you're going to send it up. So just do it for a few minutes and just imagine that you are strengthening that etheric field. Your aura is getting stronger and stronger. And just allowing yourself to gather that energy, and it strengthens your aura. Just breathe that in. Has anyone tried this? If you've had like a meeting for work or something that you really didn't want to participate in, you're sort of dreading it. If you tried using this, does it help you feel more comfortable in events like that? Okay, so that was the aura strengthening. Good, Jane. I'm so proud of you. Very nice. All right, so I'm going to do next. So I'm going to just talk just a tiny bit about this abundance thing, just because there's some new pieces. So with this, it's not going to be live, just because that really takes away from people being able to participate, just because, I'm lucky to see you guys on a Thursday night, but I know that there's a lot going on. So what I plan on doing is each week I'll have a list of blocks and a list of things that I want to reinforce. And so I am going to make a recording of doing that. And then if you know that you were raised with a certain belief about money that has held you back, I want you to message me with that. Or if you have a certain issue that you've developed as an adult, let me know, because I do want to clear that. And what I'll do is anonymously, I will put it out to the group, because so many of you have similarities. And I've got quite a few of abundance blocks. And so I'm also have bought some an abundance healing frequency for the Healy. And so I know I'm going to do the Healy frequencies at least once a week. It'll probably be more, but I would rather say once a week and you get it a lot more than the opposite. And so with this, I plan on the month being pretty basic, where we'll just mainly work on the blocks and reinforcing, and then the Healy. But I also want, hold on here. Sorry. But I also know there's more to it than that. And so the second month, because this is a 2-month process, the second month is more of an advanced month. And so my goal for all of you who participate would be to get your lack and your stagnation mode to 10% or less. And the most important one is to get the lack down. And then your abundance one is as high as possible. And so at the beginning of the month, you'll get your scores, and those are going to be put in a private Facebook group. And if you want to keep the information private, I'll give you like a code that, or a nickname, and that's the information will be out there. But if you want to keep it private, you'll be the only one that knows that it's under that name. And so month 2, and I thought about expanding month 1 if their scores if their lack isn't dropping as much as we had hoped, that they would just continue month 2 with that. But month 2 is more of an advanced month. And what I plan on doing is having you write out 5 personalized goals that are related to the theme, which, for this month is going to be financial abundance. And so this is something that we would do in July. And then I will work on reinforcing the belief in those goals. And sometimes we might have to adjust the goals so that you can have more belief. And then we'll create some affirmations to go along with that. And so month 2 is going to be a little bit more interactive, but I will still be doing the releasing blocks because I'm hoping that I receive things from you guys regularly, although I do have hundreds of money beliefs that are negative. Not quite as many positive beliefs, but the big thing is releasing the negative. And so I'm thinking it's going to be a pretty cool program. And also for money, people have certain set limits. Like they're used to a certain amount of money every week or every month. And if somehow you were able to get a much higher than that, sometimes what's the word? So like, here's an example. So lottery winners, when people win the lottery and their income is so much bigger than what they're used to, sometimes mentally they just can't handle it, and they oftentimes just lose it all. And so with this, you want to be able to match your mental financial abundance with what you're comfortable with, but yet you want to edge that up so that if you were able to get, say 10, 20,000 in a month, that would be okay. You wouldn't feel subconsciously like it was wrong. I hope that makes sense. So we're going to work on moving up your financial set point. So that's going to be sort of fun. So that's part of the advanced thing. And then some future topics, because every couple months I want to do a different abundance topic. So some of the other thoughts I've got are health abundance, relationship abundance, having a healthy weight. So that's not exactly abundance, but the health piece and the weight. So other potential topics are sleep, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and creativity. And so with this, it's $25 a month. And then for my Thursday night crew, you would get the second month for the financial abundance at no cost. And so it's a 2-for-1 to get you started. So to take advantage of that, just let me know that you're interested, and I will bill you either through Facebook Messenger or Venmo. If you don't have either one of those, I'll send you an invoice through PayPal. So I hope people let me know that you're interested. And I'm sort of excited about it. I mean, this is one that I had started to put together back in March, 4 days before I was supposed to go live on a Sunday, and on a Wednesday night, my Facebook page with all the group information was hijacked. So I lost everything. And so there's a few of you that have been wanting this since I started promoting that way back, and I think I started talking about that in February. So that's sort of sad. But let me know if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, or something that you'd like to see a little bit differently. I would appreciate that. So I'm just looking to see Jane. Thank you for that feedback. So to close the night, let's do the healing pulse in a bag. And so you're going to get 7 healing pulses. And so I'll give you just a regular one. Exactly, Lisa. So this will not be live, although I will upload things on Sundays, and I will put a link out under a private Facebook group that I will add you guys to, whoever is interested in doing it. And that way you can watch at your own leisure. Although I know it would benefit you to watch it, but when I think about watching, I think, gosh, it's going to be like watching paint dry. Because basically I'm going to say a negative belief and I'm going to clear it. I'm going to say a negative belief and I'm going to clear it. And so the only thing that really might be good, I mean, it would reinforce things for you guys to hear things, but it also might trigger memories or issues that I don't have written down that you could let me know. That would be helpful. So think about it. So the first one will be posted Sunday. But the good thing about this, if I do recordings and the way energy works, is if you want to do this like in August, you can do the group in August. And for the most part, the program's the same. The only thing that will be different is if someone messages me and says, hey, I've got this really negative issue about money and this is what it is, then I might add some things in there. But yeah, this makes things much more flexible once I get the part of the program recorded. So in the month 2, sort of the same thing. There's going to be some group things, but it'll probably be more a mix of some one-on-one things when I'm working with your personal positive beliefs that you want to develop and reinforce. Okay. Yes, definitely. I know, especially as the weather gets nice this summer, where I'm at, people just aren't around after work or weekends. And so I thought this is probably the best case scenario, is just people can watch when they have time. And like Marina's up in the middle of the night watching me sometimes. And so this will let her sleep when she wants to sleep and not have to get up or set her alarm in the middle of the night to see a live. So wonderful. So thank you for your comments. All right, so let's do the final healing pulse of the night. So I want you to rub your hands together until they're warm. And very true, Marina. And so if you don't really have a place that you want to receive the healing pulse currently because you've done a number of things tonight that you feel pretty good, maybe just send it to your heart, send it to your head, send it more to your aura. Okay? So you've got some choices. All right, so place your hands, and I want you to imagine my hands are on your hands, and then just be open and allowing, and just breathing it in. So you'll get this pulse, and then you'll have 7 more that you can access at any point in time. And basically to do that, you just rub your hands together and call on a healing pulse and just set your intention. I need a healing pulse, and place your hands. So just breathe it in. Here, I thought we were going to be done early tonight, guys, but we did some really good healing. It was definitely a deeper, more serious night, but you know, life isn't always just simple and nice, is it? Okay. That was our last healing pulse of the night. I thank you so much for being here, spending this Thursday night with me. If you know of anyone who would appreciate my little abundance class, so it's $25 for a month, and you'll get 4 recordings. The 2-for-1 is just for you guys, for the Thursday night regulars. Okay, so that includes anyone here and a few extras that weren't here. So if you speak with anyone, let them know, and they just need to message me to take advantage of it. You are very welcome, Jane. Have fun mattress shopping. I hope you get something really cool and comfortable, and it'll just make you smile because you sleep so good. Thank you, Joanne. Joanne signed up, so she was the first one on my list for that. So I'll be in touch with you, Joanne, about the private Facebook group. I will send you a link. You're welcome, Pam. All right. And with that, I am out. So have a fabulous night. Goodbye.